An NBA insider believes that the New York Knicks are going to have to shell out over $40 million per year at some point for OG Anunoby, and we have to talk about this. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as we always do, because there was a recent report from The Athletic, and essentially here's what we're looking at. An NBA agent believes that OG Anunoby could command a 4-year, $150 million contract, and that could just be the floor of the deal. So essentially, what we could be seeing is basically a situation where there's no chance that we pay under $140 million over 4 years, or $150 million over 4 years for OG Anunoby to extend his contract. Obviously, this is massive news, so let's just keep looking and breaking this down. This came from Knicks Muse, actually, who asked Tim Cato, who works for The Athletic and is very well connected, what OG's next contract could look like given his clear injury concerns. And Cato said, 4 over 150 feels reasonable to me, but it may have to be more. Depends on how aggressively OG uses his leverage. Just asked an agent. He agrees that 4 150 would be the floor if it was his client. So what he's saying, there is an NBA agent out there who said that if he was OG Anunoby's agent, he would be demanding at the very minimum 4 years and $150 million. Now, that averages out to $37.5 million per year, but with the way that NBA contracts work, he's going to be getting paid around 35, 36-ish mil in that first year. And in the latter part of that contract, when OG's around 29, 30 years old, he'll be getting over $40 million from the New York Knicks per year. Those final 2 years will probably be over $40 million. With the bird rights, it'll be going up around 15% every single season. So, you know, OG's about to get massively paid by the New York Knicks, if this agent is correct. Now, I think like most people, we all are kind of weary about OG's injury history, but we also know that no matter what, we need to retain OG Anunoby. He's only played 17 games since the Knicks acquired him on January 31st, or on December 31st, on New Year's Eve, in exchange for RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley. And in the process, what we saw was OG come to this team and things instantly got better. Unfortunately, then he was dealing with right elbow soreness. That turned into right elbow tendonitis. And that turned into OG getting an operation on his elbow, where since then he's been back for 3 games, helped the Knicks win, go on a 3-game winning streak on the road, fell out of the rotation because of that elbow injury again, and he's been out ever since once again. Josh Hart has already said that they're prepared to expect that both Randall and OG do not come back this season. Obviously terrifying if you're a Knicks fan, because, dude, when we have this team healthy, we are not... When we have the full metal bat team healthy, this Knicks team can go to the Eastern Conference Finals. They could, honestly, if they're playing the Celtics or the Bucks in the conference finals, they could go to the NBA Finals. The Celtics, I think, are fake. I just don't see them winning the NBA Finals this season. I think that Tatum and Brown are just way too similar of players. And on top of that, I just honestly think the Bucks just have no backcourt defense. I don't think acquiring Patrick Beverley is saving them by any means. So there's definitely a lot that we have to look at when talking about OG and his potential contract extension. And if we continue, some people have viewed that it was a strategic move for OG to sign with CAA soon before he got traded to the New York Knicks, because the Knicks were long interested in him, but a deal was not possible because of their beef with Clutch Sports. Now, obviously, that beef has been cleared up. And also, yeah, OG is with CAA, but more specifically, he is with Sam Rose, who is the son of Knicks president Leon Rose. That has always kind of made us think, okay, well, there's a chance that OG could take less money because his son is negotiating a deal with his dad. There's probably some way they're going to figure things out that are a little shady, maybe a little under the table paying or something. I'm not too sure. I could see Leon Rose pulling something like that off, and honestly, I hope he does. What are they going to do? We're going to lose another second-round pick. Oh, no. We lost 2 second-rounders and when we signed Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, a guy who's 6th right now in MVP voting. That guy. We lost 2 second-round picks for him, and that's it. I'm prepared to lose a second-round pick to get OG Anunoby back through tampering. Why would I care about a second-round pick? Yeah, the Knicks are good at picking in the second round. Rokas Jokubaitis might finally come over. Deuce McBride is actually the greatest player to ever play basketball. Mitchell Robinson is the man. They didn't draft Isaiah Hartenstein, but he was picked either late first or early second round, I believe. No, he was picked in the second round because the Brooklyn Nets were going to pick him, but then made up some fake knee injury about him. He didn't get drafted, and because mainly the Nets suck as an organization, which we all know. But if we continue and we look here, this was reported right after OG got traded. Jake Fisher wrote, the Knicks didn't land Anunoby without an understanding of his own financial considerations. Anunoby held meetings with several agencies this past offseason when he decided to leave Clutch Sports, telling potential representation that he was interested in a larger offensive role that would be commensurate with a salary figure in the ballpark of the 100 or of the 40 million per year range, league sources told Yahoo Sports. However, Anunoby did leave those potential agents with the impression that he would be willing to accept a smaller figure if he were have to land it in New York. Now, I think if you pair this with the fact that, Sam Rose is his agent, there's a good chance that this is just a little bit of smoke and it's not actually going to be this much money. I honestly think that we're going to see OG sign something a little more like 135 to 140, but he could, if OG just wants to chase the bag, which you can't really disrespect him for. Some players want to play and get as rich as humanly possible. I mean, LeBron is notoriously cheap. But, so if OG wants to chase the bag, then yeah, he's going to use a bunch of leverage to try to stay in New York and make them basically pay him a max contract the way that Fred VanVleet did with the Houston Rockets. And when the Raptors backed down, Fred said, okay, well, I'm just going to sign with the Rockets and take my money and run, which was, the right move considering where each team is right now. But also on a separate note, he followed the bag. That is something that OG is probably going to consider doing. I mean, why wouldn't he? When it's kind of hard to turn down a max contract if you're not going to get paid anywhere near that by the Knicks. Money talks, and we all know that. We've known money talks in basketball. That's nothing new. But OG stands to make a lot more money in New York because the Knicks hold his rights, so the Knicks can pay him more. They can do more with his money. Also, he's in the media capital of the world, which kind of incentivizes him staying here. He can get a lot of money, and again, Leon Rose, Sam Rose, connection, obviously father-son, OG. They're going to get money under the table. I promise you. There's going to be some money paid under the table. I'm convinced that Leon Rose is doing a little bit of shady stuff to make everything work out. And we also know that Brock Aller is a cap wizard for the New York Knicks. So I think the Knicks do have a firm grasp on OG. I mean, Leon and Sam Rose probably hang out a decent amount because, parents and all. But, they imagine they're just at the dinner table or something, and it's just and Sam's like, "Yo, can you just figure this OG stuff out already? Let's just figure it out so we can just get him back on the Knicks because I'm a Knicks fan and you run the Knicks and I want money and I know that you can just kind of give me money separately because you're my dad. So we could all kind of just work this out pretty against the NBA rules and no one's gonna find out because we're family." And that's how the Knicks run things. The Knicks are kind of like the mob in a way, and it's kind of cool. Leon Rose, for all intents and purposes, is Tony Soprano of New York basketball, and I'm very interested to see where this goes. So we're going to have to, really look and see come this offseason. There's going to be a lot of OG rumors. Make sure to comment down below where you guys think OG will get paid from. Who's going to try to take him from the Knicks, and will the Knicks just give him all that money? Let me know. But also something to be aware of is OG's injury history, like what Knicks Muse said, because as Ian Begley said, that OG's sore elbow has now been upgraded to right elbow tendinopathy. It's tendinitis. It's the same word. I don't know why they don't just say tendinitis. God, I don't know how to pronounce that. What am I? Some librarian? What? But yeah, essentially, he returned on March 12th and then aggravated the elbow in his second game back. He's missed 8 consecutive games since, and there's no real return coming that we know of. Hopefully, at some point, he comes back to the Knicks because they need him in the playoffs, or they could very well lose in the first round to a team like the Orlando Magic. Like what Shaq said. Shaq said they're going to sweep them, but that's not true. Shaq just, is played for the Magic. Now, also, one more thing, guys. Comment of the day. It has to be done because if it's not done, well, that's just no fun. So here's today's comment of the day. Well, here's OG's stats. Actually, forgot I put that in this video. We know his stats. But here's the comment of the day. Who would want to pay $15 for a Bud Light? This comes from the poll I asked. Where would you guys want to watch the Knicks game most? At home, at a sports bar, at a friend's house, at Madison Square Garden, or something else? Make sure to answer that poll. And I kind of agree with this guy. I don't want to pay $15 for a Bud Light, but that's also because I think Bud Light's kind of gross. Let me know all your guys' thoughts down in the comments. Have a great day, and go Knicks.